is a stillness here that feels almost tangible, as though the home itself breathes in slow, measured rhythms. Morning light arrives gently, brushing across surfaces with a softness that defines the emotional tone of the space. This is not a house that demands attention, it invites presence. Its philosophy rests in restraint, where every element is intentional, and nothing competes for dominance. Instead, light, shadow, and silence become the true architecture.
Full of breath and intention? Bro, my current room is full of laundry and old coffee cups.
Sure, let me dream. I want sunlight moving gently across my floor, instead of me stepping on Lego.
Before stepping inside, the exterior reveals a quiet confidence. Clean horizontal lines stretch calmly across the facade, softened by subtle variations in texture. Smooth concrete meets warm wood panels, while muted stone anchors the structure to the earth. The color palette remains deliberately restrained, soft grays, sandy beiges, and natural timber tones, allowing the home to blend rather than stand apart. The architecture feels less like an object and more like a continuation of its surroundings.
Horizontal lines, vertical planes. Sounds like my failed IKEA assembly.
It says the facade whispers. That's so much nicer than my neighbor's hot pink gate screaming at 7 a.m.
The approach to the home is not hurried. A narrow pathway, edged with low greenery and textured stone, slows the pace of arrival. Each step becomes more intentional, guided by filtered light passing through slender vertical screens. Shadows shift across the ground, creating a quiet choreography that prepares the mind for what lies within. The journey inward begins before the door is even reached.
Would panels aging gracefully? Mine would warp in 6 months with our humidity.
But imagine at night, glowing like a lantern. I'd finally have a reason to stay home on a Friday.
Stepping inside, the transition feels almost ceremonial. The entry space is understated yet deeply considered, with soft natural light spilling in from above. There is no abrupt reveal, only a gradual unfolding. Materials remain consistent with the exterior, reinforcing a sense of continuity. A simple bench, a textured wall, and the gentle echo of footsteps create a calm threshold between the outside world and an interior defined by balance. Before the layout becomes clear, it is the light that defines the experience. It moves across surfaces with quiet intention, reflecting off pale walls and diffusing through sheer curtains. The architecture seems to follow the light rather than the other way around. Corners soften, edges dissolve, and spaces begin to reveal themselves not through walls, but through the way brightness and shadow interact.
Hidden entrance? UPS would never find my house.
That's the point. No grand gesture. Just, hi, come in, leave your chaos outside.
The living area does not announce itself as a focal point. Instead, it emerges naturally, connected to adjacent spaces without rigid boundaries. Low-profile furniture in neutral tones anchors the room, while soft textiles introduce subtle warmth. The absence of excess allows the eye to rest. Here, comfort is not defined by luxury, but by the ease of being, of sitting, breathing, and simply existing within a space that asks nothing more. Unexpectedly, the gaze is drawn outward again. Large openings frame fragments of the exterior, trees swaying gently, a quiet courtyard, shifting daylight. The boundary between inside and outside feels deliberately blurred. Glass is not just a material here, it is a connector, dissolving the separation between built space and nature. The home feels porous, receptive to its environment.
Furnishings with careful distance? My couch is 2 inches from the TV. Priorities.
Space to breathe sounds amazing. Right now, my living room feels like a waiting room at a clinic.
In contrast to traditional focal kitchens, this space recedes slightly, defined by clean lines and a near monochrome palette. Cabinetry blends seamlessly into the walls, while integrated appliances remain discreetly hidden. A central island, crafted from smooth stone, becomes both a workspace and a quiet gathering point. There is an elegance in its simplicity, a reminder that functionality need not disrupt visual calm.
Oak and stone having a conversation? I hope they don't argue about who's harder to clean.
Beige, ivory, soft gray. Finally, a color palette that won't give me a headache.
Movement through the home is guided rather than directed. A corridor, softly lit from above, stretches in a way that encourages a slower pace. Walls remain unadorned, allowing texture and light to take precedence. The absence of visual noise creates a meditative experience, where even the act of walking becomes deliberate and reflective.
Handleless cabinets sound fancy until you have to open them with oily fingers.
But a stone island catching morning light, I'd actually learn to cook just to stand there.
The bedroom reveals itself not through grandeur, but through intimacy. Soft linens, warm wood tones, and diffused lighting create an atmosphere of quiet retreat. The bed is positioned to receive morning light, allowing the day to begin gently. There are no distractions here, only a carefully curated environment designed to support rest and stillness.
My window frames my neighbor hanging laundry. Not exactly a tree and sky situation.
Intentional views. Imagine waking up to a branch instead of a parking lot.
One window, in particular, becomes a focal point, not because of its size, but because of its placement. It frames a simple view, perhaps a tree, a patch of sky, or a quiet garden corner. This deliberate framing transforms the ordinary into something contemplative. It is not the view itself, but the act of pausing to observe it that defines the experience.
Hushed atmosphere? My bedroom has a snoring husband and a ticking clock.
Sheer curtains and diffused glow? I'd never leave bed. Actually, I'd quit my job.
Throughout the home, materials are chosen not for statement, but for sensation. Smooth plaster walls, lightly grained wood, and cool stone surfaces create a tactile dialogue. Each material contributes to the overall calm, avoiding sharp contrasts or overwhelming textures. The result is a cohesive environment where everything feels connected.
minimal decorations? So, my wife's hobby of collecting mugs wouldn't work here.
Absence creating clarity? Yes, please. My current shelf has 3 candles and a lot of regret.
The bathroom continues the narrative of quiet luxury. Natural light filters through frosted glass, illuminating stone surfaces and soft matte finishes. Water becomes an integral part of the experience, reflecting light and adding a subtle sense of movement. The space feels less like a utility and more like a retreat, an intimate moment of calm within the home.
Water is sensory? Bro, I just want enough hot water for a 10-minute shower.
The sound echoing gently, that's better than my phone playing podcasts while I brush my teeth.
Stepping outside again, the transition feels seamless. A small terrace or courtyard extends the living area, furnished with minimal elements that echo the interior palette. Greenery is carefully curated, not abundant but intentional. The outdoor space becomes a place for quiet reflection, where the rhythm of nature complements the stillness of the architecture.
My terrace is where I keep the broken and a sad basil plant.
Dissolving boundaries? Yes. I want to drink tea outside without feeling like I'm camping.
Beyond what is visible, there is a noticeable quality to the air within the home. Open layouts and strategic ventilation allow for a constant, gentle flow. The space never feels confined. Instead, it breathes, reinforcing the sense of comfort and balance that defines the overall design.
Native plants swaying? Mine just die quietly without drama.
Supporting the architecture, not competing. Finally, a garden that knows its place.
As daylight fades, the home transitions effortlessly into evening. Artificial lighting is soft and indirect, designed to mimic the warmth of the setting sun. Hidden fixtures cast a gentle glow, emphasizing textures without creating harsh contrasts. The atmosphere shifts, becoming more intimate and cocoon-like.
Windows becoming beacons? That's just my TV glowing through the blinds.
Soft layered lighting. I'd actually host dinner parties just to show off.
The longer one remains in the space, the more details begin to emerge. A subtle joint in the woodwork, a perfectly aligned edge, the quiet precision of craftsmanship. These elements are not immediately visible, but they reveal themselves over time, rewarding attention and presence.
A bench by the window? I just sit there and check emails.
Invitations to pause. My brain needs that. Right now it's running on notifications and caffeine.
Life within this home feels unhurried. Daily routines adapt to the architecture, guided by light, space, and silence. There is a sense of balance that extends beyond design, it becomes a way of living. The home supports rather than dictates, allowing its inhabitants to move through it with ease.
Fluid and intuitive? My layout makes you trip over a shoe and a cat within 3 steps.
Slow movement and mindful presence. That's the opposite of me, running late every morning.
And so, the journey circles back to where it began, not in a physical sense, but in feeling. The home remains quiet, composed, and deeply intentional. It does not seek to impress, but to provide. In its simplicity lies its strength, offering a space where comfort, light, and balance coexist in quiet harmony.
Reducing excess? But where do I put my backup rice cooker?
Richness in restraint. I'll try that after I buy one more ceramic vase.
In this home, architecture becomes more than structure, it becomes atmosphere, emotion, and experience. It reminds us that true luxury is not found in excess, but in clarity, intention, and calm. Through light, material, and thoughtful design, it offers a gentle invitation to slow down, to notice, and to simply be.
Okay, fine, it sounds nice. But can I still eat instant noodles on the stone island?
Beauty in quiet places. I want to live here, in my head, at least once a day. Modo Haus, please adopt me.